Hi guys, so today we're having a look at the Radioactive palette from Melt. I've had this for a couple of weeks. I've been not playing with it and it's been killing me because I've been dying to play with it, but I've been going to work and it's not really been a work appropriate palette, has it? So this is just amazing. So there's 8 shades in this. It's £40, which is a little bit up there, but then £5 for an individual eyeshadow, I guess you would look at as not being that bad. I got this on Beauty Bay, which is currently doing 20% off. Grr. So it is listed as a pressed pigment palette rather than an eyeshadow palette. From what I understand, this is to do with how certain shades can stain your eye area and therefore don't always get approved to be labelled as eyeshadow. So it goes through a description of all the colours, but I mean, looking at them is just better fun than reading a description, isn't it? So they did originally have a stack. I believe it was 4 eyeshadows in the stack. Yeah, so the stack originally had these 4 here in it. So we've got Radioactive, Radon, Neon and Xenon. And then for the palette they've added Arsenic, Meltdown, Hazmat and Uranium. These are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really glad that I didn't buy the stack when it was originally out, and you know, just got the whole shebang. Let me try and remind myself how much the stack costs. Right, so I can't really find the stack anymore online. It's not on the Melt Cosmetics website, but to give you an idea, there was 4 pans in that of around 2 grams. They're both listed on Temptalia as being $48, the palette and the stack. With the palette, you're getting 8 pans. The total is about 14.67 grams, so slightly under 2 grams in each one. But there will be slight variety just dependent on shade. So I definitely think you're getting a better deal with the palette. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It's textured, it's cool. The box kind of matches, but it's not got the textured metallic finish. So it almost reflects the mix of mattes and shimmers that are in there. But anyway, I've been so excited about this. I've done my makeup with it today. Let's see how that went. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of a rainbow eye today because this palette just is begging me to do that. So I've already put on primer. I've used the Cut Crease Canvas from Revolution and I threw my brow bone colour on. I'm now just thinking I want a bit of a really neutral transition shade, so I'm just grabbing this shade out of the Lime Crime Venus Silver palette because it's very neutral and it was, you know, sitting nearby. So I'm just really lightly fluffing that into the crease with a very, very fluffy brush. So I wonder who's getting arrested. No, actually it might not be somebody getting arrested because I live beside a fire station and an ambulance depot. So could be either way. Right. And a police station as well, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm listing those two and then saying either way. So, oh, the colours in this are just so gorgeous. Okay, so I love the purples and stuff a lot and I kind of want to use them on the top, but I'm not sure about the wiseness of using the pink shades on the bottom, but hell, that's what we're going to do. So these two are basically going to end up in my inner corner. This is going to be my middle lower lash line, outer corner. And these guys are going to blend across my lid. So, there's no actual blue shade in this, it is just that arsenic turquoisey shade. It's really, really cool. Is that the best way to do this? Oh, having second thoughts because Meltdown's like the darkest shade. But no, I definitely want to play with the purples properly. Right, okay, so first things first, I am going to grab a chubby little pencil brush. Colour switch, well, you know, cheap version of colour switch is going to be on hand all throughout this because I'm going to do a lot with that. So I'm going to start with Xenon, which is the green. My lower lash line I tried to do after foundation, just so that I can blend my foundation and my under eye concealer without disrupting the eyeshadow. So that's so pretty. Whee! So it's not the dustiest of eyeshadows, so that's cool. I could have used a white base, but really I kind of wanted to see how these shadows would stand on their own. So that's what we're doing. And I would say they're standing pretty well. Next we're going to go into Arsenic, which is that bright teal. Actually, I think I know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a cut crease rainbow eye, and that is where that glorious dark shade Meltdown is going to come into things. Cool. So, Arsenic's a gorgeous shade. That's amazing. Right. So, yeah, so that's just changing slightly how I want to play with things. Okay, so I'm going to go into Hazmat next, which is the amazing dark purple. So purples are one of the harder colours to formulate, and actually I just don't think I should be using a pencil brush at this point. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous tone. So this is going to look crazy just now because I'm just packing the colours down, but I do like these shades together. So I'm going to grab the BH Cosmetics fan brush that I was reviewing the other day and thinking would be fun for this kind of blending work. So with a rainbow eye, I spend a bit of time going backwards and forwards, packing the colours on, blending them out. Yeah. I quite like that I can almost use like one side of this for blending each area that we've got. So you can see I definitely need to bump up the arsenic for this eye again. And then do some gentle blending. Ooh. Okay, I'm so overexcited by this palette. So next I'm going to go back in with my big fluffy crease brush, and I'm going to go into Uranium, which is this lilac, because, you know, like I said, my plans have changed, and, you know, ideas for how better to work in all these colours have changed. So this is now going to be a blown out transition shade. That's so pretty. Again, not lots of fallout or kickback in the pans, which is quite nice. Just let you guys see. Slightly more in Xenon than the other shades because, you know, went right in there with a pencil brush. Okay, so what brush do I want to do this with now? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I'm going to get my Nancy pencil brush and we're going to go right into Meltdown, and I'm going to do a bit of a cut crease. That's how I've decided is the best way to work this in. So I'm just going to do this to get the kind of bottom line, and then I'm going to get a normal kind of crease brush and build out the colour from there. Cool. Right, so this is a Spectrum R04. This is like one of my favourite crease type brushes just now. So Meltdown's got a little bit more kind of dust in the palette. It is a matte, and I have just, you know, stabbed at it with a pencil brush. So So if I go a little bit high up, I'm just grabbing this brush, going back into the, that's not the one I was using. See, I was sensible and put a cup up on my vanity for the brushes I was using for this to keep them separate, and I've still slipped back into putting them in their normal places. Silly, silly me. See, this colour Meltdown, this is gorgeous. I'm in love with this right now. So I think I might have to go into a bit more of Hazmat and brighten it up on this eye. Yeah, so lots of backwards and forwards, like no pretense on this, you know, channel that I do everything perfectly like first time. It's very much you go back, you go forward till you're happy with it, and that's the way pretty much everybody works. Unless you've had so many years practice that you've already done all the backwards and forwarding before people are seeing you. So, and yes, I just hold multiple brushes in my hand like this. So I'm just going to build up the depth in there. Just try to match up the shapes now. So, yeah. And then if any of your other colours you feel have got a bit lost as well, totally fine to go back in, give them a bit of a extra help, extra punch. So I'm now going to clean up the very small amount of fallout that I have and do my base, and then come back to do the under eye. Right, so I'm back with most of the rest of my makeup done. Time to do the under eye, where we're playing with this end of the palette, and not gonna lie, mildly nervous that I've decided to play with pink on my bottom lash line, but hey, let's go for it. So first thing I'm going to do actually is bring the Hazmat shade down a tiny bit round, just here, just because otherwise I feel like it's trying to go from that green to that pink, which isn't going to work out great. You know, they're not natural colours to go beside each other. So next we're going into Radioactive. I'm just using a little smudging brush from H&M. And I only really want a tiny bit on here just now because I've got 2 more colours to fit in this area. So, oh, that's cool. So I think this is one of the original colours from the stack, which I was so tempted by that stack. I'm so glad I never got it now that this palette's out. So, yeah. Doing a little bit of blending there. To be honest, most of the time if I do multiple colours on my lower lash line, I end up just blending it with my finger. But I'm trying to be a bit neater today. So next into Radon, which is the orange. I like that this has ended up at the centre because orange is a good colour for those of us with blue eyes. Well, orangey goldy tones make blue eyes pop. And then lastly into neon, and we're just coming up here to blend in with xenon, which again I'm going to wrap around just a tiny bit. To kind of unify them. Unify the two, I was about to say two sides, but you know, the top and bottom of this look. So, I really love that. So mascara, I think we're going to be going quite heavy with the mascara, guys. No shock there. At the moment I'm playing with this Maximalist mascara from H&M. It's a little bit smudgy, but I find like the longer I have it, the less smudgy it's getting. So I think it's just like a drier formula. Perhaps at some point I should just leave it sitting with its lid off for like 5 minutes and just get it to where it'll be amazing for me. But it is a really nice black mascara. I was pondering a inner corner highlight, but I'm not sure it's needed at all. To be honest, I don't even really need to be filming the mascara section of this because this is a review rather than a tutorial, but I want you guys to see the finished eye look. So, so it's obviously a really nice black volumizing mascara. Can't decide whether I want to do my waterline or not, because I had this liner sitting ready, thinking it could be really cool on the waterline with this, because it's that kind of shade, so it would tie it together a little bit. Let's give it a shot. So this was a limited edition Kiko one, I'm afraid. I think it looks pretty cool either way, but I'll just even this out now that I've done it. So okay, so I'm still going to do a little bit of a wear test with this. I mean, it's Melt Cosmetics, they're a really good brand. You know, I'm not expecting this to go bad, but we will see. So it is 1:20 just now. What do I want to do with my lips for this? Part of me is like, put on something wearable because you actually need to go out today. So with that in mind, I'm going to grab Divine from Kat Von D. I think this is going to look good. I hope. I don't know when this turned into, like half tutorial. But yeah, I like that. So we will see how it holds up and I'll be back. Right, so we're back. It is 11 o'clock. As you can see, we are still bright and colourful. If you've been around my channel for a wee while, you know that a lot of time colour doesn't really last on like my lower lash line, inner corner area, whereas this has. Now I have got a little bit that's worn away in the kind of crease area, and I have to say in terms of colours, Arsenic seems to have held up the least out of the bunch, which is a shame because I really liked it, and it was one that, if you remember when we were putting the, well, if you remember, you guys watched the section of the video like 2 minutes ago. This is one that we had to like reapply a couple of times to really bump up that colour. So it possibly, I would say, looks like it's going to be the weakest performer out of this palette, which is a shame because it is a gorgeous colour. So when we zoom in a little bit more, see there's a tiny bit of creasing into the inner corner there. Yeah, to be honest, I still love this palette. I still think the colours are great. I think next time I would use my NYX Proof It base, because to be honest, nothing creases with this. I have had 1 or 2 palettes that crease with this one. It's just that this one is a little bit thicker, which is, when you're working with bright colours, can be good because it stops it from staining your eyes. So I'm going to use that any other time I reach for this palette. But I definitely think it is a great palette. If you love playing with bright colours, this is an amazing, amazing set of bright colours. Price wise, like I said, you know, there's 8 shadows in here, works out £5 per shadow. That's not the worst price rating out there. And they're 2 grams each. Well, sorry, no, these ones are slightly less than 2 grams each. So they're slightly smaller than your average individual eyeshadow. But for colours like this, are you really going to get through a whole pan? So let me know down below if you've tried this, if you've got any questions I haven't covered. Also let me know, I know there was a bit of a thing with some melt palettes looking like they'd gone mouldy after a while. This does say that you should use it within 12 months of opening. I don't really see me getting through these types of colours in that time, but anyway. If you want me to check back in with this palette a bit down the line and see if there has been any kind of like issues or changes in texture with it, let me know down below and I will put that in my calendar for next year. Maybe I can get one of those like microscope cameras and look at it properly and see if it's... Anyway. Okay, so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, press the like button, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you soon. Bye.